Oh dear, I think this has to be the worst fail I've ever had on my channel. It's so bad. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge Christmas Edition, yay! Yes, it's that time of year for Christmas crafts, exciting times. So let's head over to Pinterest and see which Christmas crafts I want to create on today's episode. Okay, so I've set up a board on Pinterest of some Christmas crafts I've been seeing throughout the year, so we'll see which ones I want to create. Right, it wouldn't be Christmas without a wreath, and it wouldn't be my channel without a wreath either. So I think I'm going to go for this Christmas scarf wreath because it seems very different, very unusual. And I quite like it, and I think it'll be pretty easy to make as well. I'm also going to try these printed wooden ornaments, and if I'm right, I think they've used emulsion printing, where you can photocopy a picture, and then you just lay it over the top of the emulsion paint and kind of scrub it off, and I think that gives you that kind of effect. So I'll give it a go. It's going to be hit or miss though. I think I'm going to give these a go as well because they're super cute. The little wine cork Christmas trees. I think they're adorable. So I think I'll give that a go, and I think it's going to be another really easy one. And I think I'm also going to give this a go because I've seen it around Pinterest for a while now, and I'm pretty sure you can use normal plastic pony beads, put them in some sort of ornament frame or anything like that, and then melt them in the oven, and I think you get a plastic ornament. And for this one it looks like they've obviously used Christmas cookie cutters. So I think we'll do that one. I think that'll be relatively easy if it works. Right, I think that'll do it for today's episode. I don't want to get too carried away. Not after the Halloween episode where I bit off more than I could chew. Don't panic! Don't panic! So give us a few weeks, I'll get all that sorted, and then I'll meet you back here and we can start crafting. Well, I'm back, and it's been about a week or so, and I'm pretty sure I've got everything I need to recreate these pins. And to start with, I thought we would begin with a fail, because everything else from here on out is going to be amazing. So let's get into it. So for the emulsion printed Christmas ornaments, I decided to take some photographs of my dogs. So I have Cain, Abel, Hector, Ava, and Ralph. And yes, they are adorable, I know. And one thing that I was worried about was when I printed them out, the prints were a bit shitty. And I was like, is this going to be bad? Is it going to be okay? But you know what? I persevered. So I started by using some regular white emulsion paint and just painting a thin layer of paint over the surface of the wooden discs. I then placed my printouts face down and just ran my fingers over it to smooth it down, make sure all the air bubbles out, and made sure that all the print was adhered to the paint. And I repeated this for all 5 of them. And then I decided I would go one step further because I was feeling very confident for some reason, and I thought I would test out whether acrylic paint would work. So I did exactly the same process again 5 times, just with white acrylic paint, and straight away I could see that the ink was reacting better to the emulsion paint than the acrylic paint. But they were all still wet, so you never know what's going to happen. So I put them to one side, let them dry, and hoped things would get better. Once they were fully dry, I trimmed all the excess paper around the outside of it, and then to begin with I used a damp sponge just to lightly scrub off the first layer of the paper, and I decided that this was going to be too aggressive for it. Sorry Hector, I ruined your ornament. So that left me with essentially just a white disc. It wasn't good. But I learned from my mistakes, and for the next lot I just used my finger to lightly rub off the surface of the paper, and this worked a lot better than the sponge method. I repeated that method for all of them, including the ones that I'd used acrylic paint on, and they weren't looking too good, but I thought, you know what, it's going to be fine, we'll let it dry, and hopefully things are going to be okay. Now once they had dried, I realised that things weren't looking good. They were looking very yellow, very ink splodgy, very faint. I didn't have high hopes at this point, so my next step was to just use a clear matte varnish, and I just wanted to apply a thin coat over the surface in the hope that somehow it would rescue it and all the image would show through and I would have a complete success. And I repeated that for all 10 of them. I'm just looking at the expectation now. I haven't looked at it in a while. Oh dear, I think this has to be the worst fail I've ever had on my channel. It's so bad. But we have expectation, reality, and this is the best out of the bunch. They all just went so bad. They just... I almost just don't have any words at how bad they've turned out. And the acrylic paint ones were even worse. So yeah, an absolute disaster. A huge disaster, and I have done emulsion printing before. I've done emulsion printing before and it's been successful. And the reason these ones have failed is because of my printing. So my printer isn't particularly fantastic, and the image quality that I got from the printouts weren't great. And that ended up in a yellowy, washy mess. It was just a mess. I can't even explain it. I have 0 words. Ugh. But I'll tell you how much I spent on it anyway. Right, so I spent £21.99. But don't be too alarmed. I'm not too upset about it, don't worry, because all I bought for that was a tin of emulsion paint and a small tin of varnish because I didn't have any in the studio. And obviously I used a fraction of both of them. I've still got basically a full pot and a full tin left. I still had the wooden discs from last week when we did the Christmas baubles, the pyrography things, which didn't turn out particularly great either. But yes, so that's it. That's 1 down, 3 more to go. Starting off on a low point, so the rest is going to be a high. I hope anyway, because I haven't tried any of the others yet. Right, next up, I thought we would give the melted bead Christmas cookie decorations a go. I've got some cookie cutters here, and I think it's a pretty straightforward process. We just need the cookie cutters on here. I've got some greaseproof paper as well because I was worried that the beads would stick to the metal. Hopefully it doesn't stick to the paper, and hopefully it doesn't set the fire on house. No, fire on house? What is wrong with this? And hopefully it won't set the house on fire. Seriously, what is happening to us? There's something wrong, I'm losing my mind. Right, I think we'll do these 5. So we've got the Christmas tree, love heart, star, flower I think, and the gingerbread man. And I didn't buy any specific pony beads for this, so I've got very like pastel-y colours. But I don't think it really matters. Right, there we go. I think they're gonna hopefully turn out okay. I've never tried this before, so I am a little bit worried. But we'll nip downstairs and pop these in the oven. Right, I put it on the lowest setting, 120, and I'm just gonna watch it like an absolute hawk. And I'm just hoping it doesn't throw off too many fumes. I think they should be okay. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Okay, and do you think these are gonna work? Oh. Okay then. Well, they've been in about 15 minutes and they don't seem to be moving much. So I've turned the heat right up and hopefully soon they'll start melting. Right, we have progress. It's starting to melt. Finally. It's taken forever. Right, I think these are done. I'm not sure what they're supposed to look like, but they're melted and I just don't want to burn them. Okay, while I wait for them beaded things to cool down, I thought I'd get a head start on my Christmas wreath. And for once in my life, this isn't going to be a time-consuming, repetitive wreath. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Right, so I've got a tartan scarf here, and I bought 2 of them just in case. And I don't think I'm going to glue it on, I think I'm just going to wrap it around. I'm just wondering, how did they get that bit down? Maybe they do need 2 scarves, one to go all the way around, and then this one to go into a knot. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't think mine's as neat as theirs, but it's getting there. I'm gonna loop that around again, try and make it a bit shorter. Right, okay, I think that's looking pretty much how theirs is looking-ish. I bought these little things on Amazon. I think it was Amazon anyway. I obviously couldn't find exactly what they used. I think they put theirs in their knot to make it go like that. So I'm just gonna slip them through and hope for the best. Right, I think that's as good as I'm gonna get, to be fair. It was an easy one, but I think I've just taken a very slapdash approach to it. Okay, so we have expectation. Reality. And I don't think mine looks too bad. The only thing I would have changed, I wish I just bought some longer foliage for the bottom part. But other than that, it's okay. I'm not too disappointed by it. Anyway, I'll tell you how much I spent. Okay, so I spent £15.51. And I'm not mad at that, to be fair. I do not think that's too bad at all. And I think if you were going to do something crafty for Christmas, it's like so easy, it's beginner level to do. Anyway, let's find a space in the studio. We'll hang up our wreath. I'm actually running out of space in the studio, so I don't know where it's gonna go. Ah, everything's falling down. I'm having an avalanche. There, it lives up there now. Right, now I'll go check on them beads and hopefully they're fully dry and set and cooled down and I can figure out what I'm supposed to do with them. Right, okay, the plastic's all cooled down now. And the moment of truth, will they come off the paper? Yay, they did! Right, now I assume they don't keep them in the cookie cutters, so I'm going to see if they pop out. The back looks really cool though. I think it's coming. Yay, there we go. Right, so there's our ornaments, and I think they look really cool actually. I'm quite surprised. I'm surprised it worked. Now, I'm going to try and drill through the top of them so I can add some ribbon, and then it can be a proper decoration that I can hang on the tree. Right, I think doing it on a piece of wood will be easier and it'll protect my table. Hey, it worked. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to break it in bits. Alright, I'll repeat that for all the others. Yeah. It scared the shit out of us. Yeah. Jeez. They like to get attached to the drill. Right, okay, so we have expectation, and I know this expectation, it doesn't really show what the finished result is, so it's not a lot to work with. But then we have reality, and I think I've done a really good job actually. I'm quite pleased with myself. And if you gather them all together and jingle them, you can make like a wind chime with them. That's pretty cool. And although they do throw off a few fumes in the oven, it wasn't too bad, it wasn't overwhelming or anything, although I'm not too sure how carcinogenic any of them are. If I die tomorrow, we know why. Anyway, I'll tell you how much I spent on this. I spent absolutely nothing. Yes, it was absolutely free. I had everything in the studio already, so I am incredibly pleased with myself. It's not often I do the Blind Pinterest challenge and I get a free one. The last time was when I made this thing. That was completely free. Thumbs up from me. Right, now let's find a place in the studio for these. It'll be a challenge. I found a rare blank space of wall. We gotta get it covered. Right, there we go. It feels more homely already. Not overcrowded at all. Right now, I think I'll move on to the final one, which is the wine cork Christmas trees. And I'm quite excited about this one because in their pin, it looks really good. So I'm hoping to achieve exactly the same results. Right, so I've got my wine corks here, and looking at the pin, they've cut one in half as the base. I think this one will be a good base. Right now I'm going to hot glue all the other wine corks in the formation that they have in their picture, so it should be relatively easy. Ah! Oh! Bloody glue burns, man. I'm going to be scarred for life. And if anyone's wondering, I bought these wine corks ages ago. I haven't drank all these bottles of wine. I swear. I love wine, but not that much. Yeah, the glue burn, it actually took my skin off as well. Like, how bad's that? Right, I'm just waiting for this to dry and then I'll glue the bottom one on. Right, I think that's dry enough. It's not moving anymore, which is good. So with their decoration, they've left some of the corks blank, which I think is really cool, and then they've added some paper and they've painted some as well. So I'll do that now. And then just glue it on once I've got my circle cut out. That glue's not working, so I'll use hot glue. I could have picked a more interesting pattern, couldn't I? Right, I think I'm just going to do the two with paper because it's incredibly fiddly and I don't think it looks that good anyway. Right, I'm just going to paint the rest. Right, I think I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks pretty funky, pretty cool, very colourful. And now I just need to add a star on the top. Right, I think we're done. Okay, so we have expectation, reality, and I'm really pleased with mine. I definitely don't think it is as nice as theirs, but I'm still pretty pleased with myself. And I just think it's a really unusual craft project. I've never seen anything like it before, so I was really interested in giving it a go. And it was really, really easy to make as well, which is a bonus. Right, so how much did I spend on this wine cork Christmas ornament? I spent nothing. Oh wait, no, I did spend some money because I bought the beads. I forgot that I bought beads. I spent £2.49 and that was just for these bag of beads that I didn't already have. Everything else I already had in the studio. I'm a massive hoarder. I already had wine corks. I had everything. Right, so let's find a place in the studio. I'll pop it on one of my shelves. Right, I think you can live here next to my wabi-sabi bowl. Oh, is it gonna stand? Yes, it stands! Right, so that does it for the Christmas edition of the Blind Pinterest Challenge. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. But let me know what your thoughts are on any of these projects down below in the comments. And if you come across any craft projects or anything like that on Pinterest or elsewhere that you want to see me attempt on the channel, then again, leave it down in the comments below. And I'll see you on Friday for a brand new video. Bye!